Okay. Excuse me, my shirt is dirty. But I'm here with Aries the baby and London the dog, and I'm Danny the mom and YouTuber and poet and artiste. And yeah. So I have been following this lady, Pretty Boss. Her channel is called Pretty Boss TV, and she does YouTube and Patreon. And it's funny because I started following her like a year ago, and she does she did like tarot readings and very, as she would call it herself, new agey type spiritual stuff. She was heavy into that. And I started following her like a year ago when I had just given up being a Christian, and but I felt like the fact that I heard voices occasionally was a sign of something, not just mental illness, but something spiritual, happening to me, and proof of a spiritual reality. So I was looking for answers, and I came across her, and turns out I just found out that she doesn't do what she would call occult practices anymore. During this pandemic, she ended up catching COVID, and I'm not saying that's what changed. Hopefully she does a video explaining. She doesn't owe us an explanation, and she might have already posted it on Patreon. I'm just not a Patreon follower anymore, so I don't know. But she doesn't do occult practices anymore. From the sounds of it, she's a born-again Christian now. And she says, it's not like she's, becoming a Christian for the first time. This is her returning to her roots. And I am shocked. I'm flabbergasted. It's like, what happened? But I imagine the people who knew me as a uber Christian were shocked and flabbergasted and were like, what happened when I stopped being a Christian? Because I was an uber Christian, and she was heavy into her new agey / occult practices, and now she's a Christian. It's like, what? So yeah, I just want to make a video talking about that subject, because it's something that's close to me. Aries is messing with the stool. I have this camera sitting on the stool, and she's playing with it with her feet. But it's a topic that is close to me because, like I said, I've gone through this, a similar thing. I'm not so much into. Ooh, why is this so wet? I'm not I had bought a set of tarot cards. I had bought a crystal. I was really trying to get into it, but I found that I wasn't patient enough to learn the science or their ways. I didn't want to. I spent so much time learning about Christianity, and I didn't feel like learning about something else, especially since it was exploratory and I didn't know it was going to pay off. I bought books on witchcraft. I was just trying to find something. Now I don't really hear voices. It happens occasionally. I'll hear something. I'm like, but it's not as bad as it was. And I guess because of that, and because I've just been busy, especially getting a job and keeping it for this past year, I haven't been that focused on like my spiritual journey. I haven't been thinking about like I was before I had a job. I haven't been, and when I was so fresh after having a mental breakdown and being in the hospital for it, I just stopped caring about it that much. as time went on, and I've just been kind of living, you know, with this reality of being schizoaffective bipolar, and you know, sometimes I hear voices that say mean things, and that's just that. That's just been my life. I haven't equated it with any spiritual things or anything like that. But yeah, so and I don't, maybe my answer is for now that I have a mental illness. I haven't been looking for any other kind of answer. I've just kind of, you know, accepted. I've gotten used to the fact she just used my boob to stand up, but I just kind of gotten used to this being my reality, you know. But yeah, so yeah. Anyways.